वो आजकल माला जपते हैं माला, और वो कह रहे हैं मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी। हिंदुस्तान का हर कोना कह रहा है मोदी तेरा कमल खिलेगा।
After ruckus and uproar in MCD House, Mayor Shelley Oberoi allows re-election. BJP hails move, says demand met. Telangana medical student Dr. Preeti injects herself with poison over alleged harassment by a senior Dr. Saif. Family demands justice. BJP claims love jihad. Conman Sukesh remains brazen after his jailhouse luxury was exposed, says nothing illegal in family gifting expensive clothes. Well, this is an Aaj Tak exclusive. Superstar Akshay Kumar on CD Baat says he's ready to give up his Canadian passport and shed the Canada Kumar name. Top focus viewers, it's the Congress Party's 85th plenary session which has commenced in Jharkhand's Raipur. Why is it important? Multiple reasons. Primarily, this is the first time that the president is a non-Gandhi, at least where the plenary after Kharge's election is taking place. This time, the theme, Haath se Haath Jodo, Congress Party's 85th plenary session kicks off in Chhattisgarh, primarily endorsing the leadership of the party's national president Mallikarjun Kharge, with an intention to brainstorm strategy for 2024 poll as well as assembly elections. The three-day-long key meet will pave the way for the new working committee. Now, party roadmap on forging poll tie-ups with like-minded parties to take on the Bharatiya Janata Party will be discussed. Apart from the party's national president Mallikarjun Kharge, former President Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi are also attending the convention.
सर्वसम्मति से पूरी स्टीयरिंग कमेटी ने कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट से आग्रह किया है कि हमारी तरफ से जो है आप माननीय CWC के सदस्यों को सेंट्रल इलेक्शन कमेटी और पार्लियामेंट की बोर्ड के सदस्यों को नामित करें। अभी जो देश की परिस्थिति है, अभी कांग्रेस को एक अपनी जो यूनिटी की दिखाना है, शो करना है। हम लोग यही एकजुट है जो देश की वर्तमान परिस्थिति है उसको देखते हुए।
All right, let's quickly cut across to our national affairs editor Rahul Srivastav, who's joining us live. Rahul, how do you look at this? This is the first plenary after Kharge takes charge. Already it's been decided that the CWC members will be nominated by Mr. Kharge and not an election. Do you see any change, or do you think with the Congress the old cliche holds, the more things change, the more they remain the same?
Pretty few things. I will say that this is one opportunity for the Congress to stand up after a very long time and get noticed. If the Yatra generated something, whatever it generated, Rahul Gandhi said it's not about politics. Whatever it generated, it's a chance for the Congress to dovetail it into some kind of an electoral strategy and revival route. When you talk about the CWC appointment, I think that is to signal that Mallikarjun Kharge is the boss. If there was a criticism that the family runs everything, there was a meeting, Rahul Gandhi and Rahul and Sonia Gandhi were not there. Now, there is a change coming that to the amendment that all former prime ministers and all former presidents will be part of the CWC. Now, that's very simple. Why? Is that Manmohan Singh is the lone former prime minister of the Congress party, and the two last presidents, former presidents, are Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. So there are a few elements which one needs to, which still mean that the things are remaining the same. But I think the biggest question that the Congress have already started addressing, I think, those 2-3 statements which have come, which indicate that the Congress is not ready to cede that space of pole position to other political parties. I think one statement by Mallikarjun Kharge that Congress will lead the alliance against Modi in 2024, and Jairam Ramesh saying that the Congress is very well aware. I think those two indicate, I think the Congress will carry that from here, that the Congress is not going to be a pushover anymore, that Trinamool Congress feels that it is a claimant to the top job. Arvind Kejriwal is making inroads. All the parties who are trying to cash in on the Congress space and are trying to say that Congress should follow them I think the Congress is going to send out a message. I think that's very important because that's important for the self-belief of the congressmen and the Congress party. Apart from that, I think some organizational change elements. It is being said that party first, like what the BJP used to say at one time, party first, leaders later. I think that is something that the party will have to find difficult to achieve, because I think that family culture or that high command culture, very tough to dismantle. But if it does start something from there, I think again a very positive sign.
You know, Rahul, we're just waiting for our reporter, our Congress reporter from the plenary also to join us. There's a press conference scheduled for the latest announcements in terms of, you know, a lot of party positions will also change. The plenary very important in terms of rejigging the organizational structure for the Congress party. But Rahul, you know, the fact is, yes, you can be assertive as wanting to be in the pole position to lead the opposition or be the fulcrum center stage. We can get all of that in. But you need to be also in a position, electorally speaking, as well as your party strength. Going back to internal party dynamics, will issues like what is happening in Rajasthan be settled? Will the CWC also see members like Mr. Shashi Tharoor? You know, all of that, which was still now brushed under the carpet, saying we're going to break it in, break it in, break it in. Will all of that be faced and addressed?
Yes. See, Preeti, July 3rd, 2019, when Rahul Gandhi sent in a resignation letter, one of the elements was resignation was that rebuilding needs very tough decisions. Is the party ready to take some very tough decisions? One will have to really wait and see, because all those issues that you raise are central to or key perhaps to the revival of the Congress party. For example, if the party says party first, leaders later, then what do they do with the Ashok Gehlot? Or the Ashok Gehlot versus Sachin Pilot? Or Siddaramaiah versus DK Shiv Kumar in Karnataka? Those are the elements that the Congress really needs to address. The idea of getting more SC, OBC, perhaps to create a right caste mix as far as the party top posts are concerned. I think those are very positive talks which are emerging from there. But whether the Congress will be able to take the tough decision that Kharge remains the boss, and where does Rahul Gandhi fit in? There are still some questions like those, because for everybody else after the Yatra, the Rahul Gandhi is the boss. But what role will he play? I think we'll have to wait and see.
You know, especially, will he now finally admit and accept that he will lead the Congress? Will he say it out in the open? Well, you know, we're going to come right back to you, Rahul. Do stay on with us. We are talking about all the issues in terms of internal party dynamics. You named, you know, we were talking about Rajasthan. In Chhattisgarh as well, Mr. Baghel versus Mr. Dio, but it seems Mr. Dio has taken a bit of a backseat there as of now. So, Priya, we're going to dip into that press conference in just about a minute, but coming to you, very, very important decisions that need to be taken. And above all of it is what our National Affairs editor Rahul Srivastav underlined. Will Rahul Gandhi be ready to step up right now in terms of leading the party politically?
Well, Preeti, as far as our sources are concerned, they have categorically stated that it will be kind of a duo wherein we have Mr. Rahul Gandhi and as well as Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge together. And one will be the face of the party, which is Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He'll be going all out, meeting the people, interacting with them, connecting with them. And second will be the internal face of the party, of the organization, which is Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. That's why what is really very important is that in 25 years, this has never happened that a pre-session steering committee meeting is taking place and none of the Gandhis was present in that meeting, sending a message loud and clear that the change has started in the party as far as organization is concerned. What we spoke to we had a series of discussion with a lot of Congress party's general secretaries and senior top leaders who said that all the three Gandhis, that is Sonia Gandhi ji, Rahul Gandhi as well as Priyanka Gandhi, they were not present in the steering committee meeting, and the message was their message was loud and clear that a free hand has been given to Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge to run the organization. All these murmurs, and I spoke to a lot of leaders who said that there was this propaganda by BJP saying that he'll be a rubber stamp. That thing has been clearly the clear message has gone from Raipur that that's not the case. It's Mr. Kharge who is now going to be steering the party, and that was a steering committee meeting which took place and took a decision that all the leaders have unanimously saying, barring two, that the CWC actually gives powers to Mr. Kharge. They have authorized them to do the appointments. Now, very quickly, before I toss it back to you in the studio, just now Rahul Gandhi's Facebook post has come, and I think this sets the stage as far as what is expected in coming days, and especially in the plenary. He has said in Hindi, it has been written, कांग्रेस पार्टी का 85th अधिवेशन हमारी सांझी विरासत की एक झलक है, हमारे मूल्य और सबको सम्मान देने की हमारी संस्कृति, हमारी असली शक्ति है। दलित, आदिवासी, ओबीसी, अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय, महिला और युवाओं को प्रतिनिधित्व देना हमारा लक्ष्य है। देश में बन रहे माहौल नफरत के और कट्टरता के खिलाफ हम लड़ते रहेंगे। गरीबों, किसान, मजदूरों और वंचित की आवाज हम उठाते रहेंगे। जन जन तक हम कांग्रेस का संदेश पहुंचाते रहेंगे। So technically, I set the stage, which is what was being said in Udaipur Chintan Shivir. There are a lot of people from various arenas will be coming in, and finally, this is what the messages of the Congress party, Haath se haath jodo, which is technically Congress's symbol, that is Abhay Mudra, and they're saying we are going to connect with people. They're asking the people.
All right, Supriya, I'm going to come right back. We're getting in breaking news. Rahul Srivastava, I'll ask you to stay back because it's very, very interesting news that's just about filtering in, and it comes in from Mumbai, and it seems Uddhav Thackeray has extended an invitation to Arvind Kejriwal and the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. They will be meeting in Mumbai this evening. Uddhav Thackeray to meet Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal and Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann in Mumbai today. Thackeray has invited the two AAP netas to Matoshri for tea. The meet is expected to take place at 7:30 p.m. Lots to read into it, viewers. Understandably, number one, the Aam Aadmi Party will be fighting the BMC elections. They fought it the last time as well, but pretty much come to a knot this time around. The Aam Aadmi Party will be fighting the BMC elections as well. Is Uddhav Thackeray looking to broker some peace right before? Because understandably, if AAP enters the arena in BMC and even takes away the smallest percentage of vote share, where does that vote share go? And in terms of whose vote share does that cut also? Well, all of that in play. I want to bring in Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs Editor on this news break. Rahul, very interesting development. How do you read it?
Preeti, you are absolutely right. If the MVA, Mahavikas Aghadi, is going to challenge the BJP, remember what has happened over the last few days. It's setting a precedent. See, the BJP has eventually created somebody like Eknath Shinde. Eknath Shinde has the symbol of the Shiva Sena. He is officially the Shiva Sena. The BJP is trying to grab the entire Hindutva space in Maharashtra, which at one time that strident Hindutva belonged to Shiva Sena, which was a senior party. BJP was a junior player. BJP is trying to grab that. Now, if there is going to be a BJP versus rest battle, then Arvind Kejriwal can be a spoiler, as one has seen in states like Gujarat and Goa. So Shiva Sena definitely can be trying to get one person out, because who has the biggest stakes in the first three critical elections, Preeti? One is the municipal corporation, the Lok Sabha, and the state assembly election. The first one first. If the Aam Aadmi Party starts becoming the spoiler in the municipal corporation, it will be a setback for the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiva Sena. And that is why Uddhav Thackeray, to ensure, because I'm very sure that Sharad Pawar is not really getting into his hands dirty as far as the Shiv Sena's internal affairs are concerned. And that is why this is something Uddhav Thackeray has to do himself. And I think he'll reach out and tell Arvind Kejriwal that let's not spoil and make things easy for the BJP in the municipal corporations at least.
You know, you're right there, Rahul, because what one really needs to understand is the margins of a BMC elections. They're very, very thin, very, very fine in terms of where each ward comes into question. If the Aam Aadmi Party, you know, like all political analysts would say, Rahul would add to it, is not looking to win the election or even come in second or the third position. But the Aam Aadmi Party will come in and square the pitch, even with a minuscule amount of taking away of that vote percentage, which possibly would benefit or could benefit the Shiv Sena, the Congress, or the Mahavikas Aghadi, where the NCP also come into question, Rahul.
Yes. Remember, there are few things. I think the next few months are very critical for Uddhav Thackeray and his leadership. Remember, since Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray passed away in 2012, The vote share of Shiv Sena and is declining under Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. One of the last bastions with the Shiv Sena today is the municipal corporation. And if the Shiv Sena faction led by Uddhav Thackeray suffers a setback, there will be major question marks over his leadership, because already there is one negative on which he is operating, is that when the Eknath Shinde faction broke away, they didn't break away on any greed, or there is always political greed, but on some visible greed or political differences. They broke away on the ideological reason of Hindutva, that Shiv Sena under Uddhav Thackeray was drifting away from the Balasaheb Thackeray philosophy of Shiv Sena. And that is why this election is very critical, and that is why this reach out to Aam Aadmi Party.
You know, stay with us, Rahul Srivastav. I want to quickly cut across to my colleague Paras, who's joining us right outside Matoshri there. Any minute, Paras, the next 20 minutes, we'd see Arvind Kejriwal as well as the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. Mind you, Arvind Kejriwal, Bhagwant Mann are in Mumbai looking at organizing their unit to fight the BMC elections. They have done it before as well. They did fight the last elections. It came down to practically nothing for the Aam Aadmi Party, but a municipal amount of votes did they get. But they've been invited by Uddhav Thackeray for tea at Matoshri at 7:30. As Rahul Srivastav was also pointing out, it could practically mean only one thing, Paras, that Uddhav Thackeray is in all probability going to request Arvind Kejriwal and his party to back off and let this fight be against the Mahavikas Aghadi versus the BJP plus the Eknath Shinde, which is the Shiv Sena now.
Yes, this meeting will be the most important meeting, as looking at the situation in Mumbai which is happening, or in Maharashtra. We had seen many different scenarios happening from last few months. It's been 8 to 9 months when we had seen the new government forming in Maharashtra, and after that what has happened, everyone knows that. We had seen few days ago as Uddhav had lost badly when Election Commission had given the verdict about the bow and arrow symbol that they had, the election symbol that they had. The Shiv Sena name has also been given to Eknath Shinde faction. So right now what is happening, that BJP is fighting with many parties on that side. So this meeting will be very much important, because AAP is strengthening themselves in different states. We had seen the scenario in Gujarat, what happened there. There was not a big margin that...
All right, viewers, once again, visuals coming in from the MCD house in the national capital. 5th time, viewers. It's abysmal, it's shameful. 5th time around, we are witnessing an abject free-for-all. MCD councillors of the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP having a go at each other. This time around, it is for the standing committee election. Standing committee is even way more important. Oh boy, it's actually a free-for-all. Slaps are flying, fists are flying. We're going to try and identify all of these councillors, because it just keeps getting worse, viewers. Embarrassing for the country, embarrassing for those in Delhi who voted for the civic body elections. And now it's beyond even what went down 2 days ago in the middle of the night. Amit Bhardwaj is joining us for more. Amit, it's unprecedented. Hair are being pulled, fists are flying, slaps, everything.
Well, Preeti, the visuals coming from the MCD house is extremely unfortunate. To say the least, cease fight. There were attempts to steal the ballot papers, the voted ballot papers, and this situation happened at the moment when the Mayor Shelley Oberoi tried to declare the standing committee results. We saw that throughout the day the election standing committee went smoothly, but after that, there was a deadlock. over whether the certain vote will be considered invalid or not. Mayor Shelley Oberoi was constantly saying that one vote will be counted as invalid because the person who had casted that vote, he had written 1, 2, 2 instead of 2. Look at the visuals coming from the assembly right there. Huge fight happening between the councillors.
Amit, will you tell us? Amit, will you tell us what happened? So when Shelley Oberoi was going to announce the results, Shelley Oberoi is the mayor of Delhi Viewer. She's been elected. When she was going to announce the results of the standing committee elections, 6 of those 18-member committee elections have taken place today. 12 will take place later by ward committees. So when she was announcing those results, what happened, Amit? Who started the ruckus this time around?
Well, Preeti, see, what happened was BJP was constantly saying that you cannot declare that vote as invalid. Mayor was saying either you consider a recounting or this vote will be considered invalid and the results will be announced. After nearly 2 hours of deadlock, the mayor tried to announce the vote, and that very moment, suddenly the BJP councillors started to tumble down the box. On the left-hand side, there is a box lying down on the ground that you will see. This pink box that you are seeing, this was first thrown down, tumbled down by the BJP councillors, and after that, the mayor was on the, she was not even able to complete the sentence that do not climb the stairs, do not reach the chair. And suddenly these councillors started to approach the chair. That's when peace fight started. There were visuals where the ballot papers, which have been already, again, the peace fight between the BJP and our councillors, that is Devendra Kumar, I believe. The councillors are beating each other with slaps, they are kicking each other down. BJP and Aam Aadmi Party councillors are fighting on the floor of the house. This is the MCD house. Nearly 2 crore people are represented by this particular house. This is the unified house of the civic bodies, and what we are seeing, slaps are blowing in the air. Councillors are kicking each other, and right there are one set of councillors who are trying to stop their police. The other set of councillors are actually indulging in a physical battle, and this is research of the midnight jungle which had happened in the national capital. On the left-hand side, I'll request Raja to show you the visuals. On the left-hand side, women councillors indulging in fist fight there. Apparently, somebody has chipped in between to stop the fight, but these are women councillors fighting on the left-hand side. Again, in the well, shoes are being closed in the well. Raja, please close in. Right there, the women councillor is holding a shoe in her hand. She was trying to beat up other councillors with a shoe. So ugly pictures of these pictures that are coming from the national capital, these are really shameful pictures, ugly pictures that voters of Delhi definitely didn't want to see. They did not vote for these things. They did not vote for this peace fight and battle in the MCD house. And this is happening because the results of the standing committee was being declared by the Mayor Shelley Oberoi. Again you can see fresh blows being blown at each other. Aam Aadmi Party and BJP councillors are fighting.
Right there you can see.
Amit, where are the marshals? This is embarrassing to say the least. The 5th time around, where are the marshals? Why haven't any of these councillors been thrown out of the MCD house? They don't deserve to be in there. It's the 5th time they've resorted to the same kind of chaos, the same amount of violence, even worse this time around.
Preeti, let me give you a sense of things. I'll show you one after other. How are the councillors standing? They are just standing silent right there, doing almost nothing on their side. The only effort that has been made by these marshals of the MCD house is that escorting Mayor Shelley Oberoi to safety. Apart from that, besides that, these marshals are standing idle. this is possibly because, many of times there are a lot of things which do not come on record, but you do feel as reporters on the ground, you get the sense of the situation. Many of the officials and those working employed with the MCD are yet to understand or are yet to accept that there is
नहीं मान गई थी, मानने के बाद जबरदस्ती हमें बिना बताए रिकाउंटिंग हो रही थी, हमने विरोध किया। भगवान सिंह सचिव बार बार मना कर रहा था कि ये वोट वैलिड है, इसको इनवैलिड मत करिए, उसकी बात नहीं मानी जा रही थी। जो चुनाव आयोग से जो लोग आए थे वो घोषित करके गए थे कि 3 सदस्य हमारे 3 उनके जीत गए, उसके निर्णय को भी नहीं माना इन्होंने। हम बैल में नहीं गए, इन्होंने जबरदस्ती जब रिकाउंटिंग करी तो हमने उसका विरोध करने मंच में गए। इतनी देर में इनके महिलाओं ने, इनके पुरुषों ने हमारी महिलाओं के साथ मारपीट करी। खूब आतंकवादी है। मीनाक्षी हमारी पार्षद है नारकली से, उसके चोट आई, खून निकला उसके। मैं रवि नेगी हूँ, रवि नेगी विनोद नगर से 198 से पार्षद हूँ, पूर्व में विधायक लड़ा था।
It's embarrassing, viewers. One can only say, for somebody who is a citizen of Delhi, and I am sure all of the citizens of Delhi who voted for the civic elections will say, we don't want any of these councillors. Throw them all out. Where the Aam Aadmi Party or the BJP, somebody has clearly, you can see one MLA being taken out. He was beaten up. He's an old man. He's been escorted out right now. Amit, who is this gentleman? Who is this gentleman who's collapsed?
There is a sense of health emergency. This is, if I'm not wrong, this is Devendra Kumar of Aam Aadmi Party. This is Devendra Kumar of Aam Aadmi Party. He was the one blowing kicks, slaps, kicking other councillors of BJP, and now suddenly it seems like a health emergency. He's facing difficulty in breathing. He has collapsed on the ground. Other Aam Aadmi Party councillors are trying to arrange water and give him some, a sense of, they are trying to calm him down, and he's now being lifted out of the house. He has been put on the table. Devendra Kumar is clearly not in a state to stand on his legs right now. He has collapsed after this fight which happened in the house. And on the right hand side, Preeti, I'll show you the visuals as to how some of the women councillors are in a state of shock. They have actually got sidelined from the entire process. Standing on the right hand side of the wall, they are in a state of shock, trying to understand as to what has happened in the house. This is clearly, these are not the pictures for which Delhiites voted in the MCD. Complete bizarre scenes coming from the national capital. We might have heard of such stories coming from other parts of the country. We might believe that people in the national capital, the elected representatives in the national capital are much more civilized ones. They are the learned councillors, but these are clearly not the visuals we wanted to see from the national capital. Right there, I'll ask Raja to zoom in if that's possible. On the desk where the mayor of the national capital sits, Shelley Oberoy's desk, what you can see right now is Devendra Kumar of Aam Aadmi Party, who is being calmed down by the fellow Aam Aadmi Party councillors. He collapsed after there was a fist fight between the BJP and AAP councillors, and now there is an attempt to provide him a SOS of sorts. He's being given water. The fellow councillors are rubbing his toe in order to make him feel better. But right there, extremely unfortunate scenes coming from the national capital. Extremely unfortunate scenes. And I can see the Deputy Mayor Ale Muhammad Iqbal is actually going towards the backside of the house. Again, women councillors in the well, they are again having a verbal battle of sorts. BJP and Aam Aadmi Party councillors are indulging in a feast fight which happened here. Now there's a verbal fight going on between the councillors. So clearly the process, the attempt to declare the standing committee result is not working out now. Throughout the day, the entire process of getting the standing committee election done and the results are declared was started around 11 a.m. in the morning, and after the voting was completed around 2:30, there was an attempt to begin the counting process. The counting process had gone well and fine until the time when Shelley Oberoi decided to declare a specific vote as invalid. Now what happened? The moment Shally Oberoi said that this vote
Okay.
will not be counted,
Amit, can you tell me,
BJP councillors started to protest.
Amit, I'm
What we
coming
heard-
in and let's try and identify
Yes.
each one of these men and women who have indulged in abject violence. There is this man in a red bandi, a red jacket. Who is that man who started the fight? You can see him climbing up and beating the other person. Who is that person? Is he from a BJP or from the Aam Aadmi Party? A black jacket, red kurta. You can see him on our television screens.
See, there's one of the councillors in red jacket, black jacket, red kurta with a beard. This gentleman is from Aam Aadmi Party, and you know, you have a similar person from the BJP as well. But as of now, what we can say is that the councillors from both the parties had indulged in feast fight, in slapping each other.
Amit, who started it? Did the BJP start it or the Aam Aadmi Party started it? You were witness to it. You were inside the MCD house. Who started the violence?
Well, Preeti, what happened was the point when Mayor Shally Oberoi said that one vote has been declared invalid and I'm announcing the results of standing committee. That's when suddenly the BJP councillors...
सुनिए, अगर हमारे साथ गलत होगा हम बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे। हमारी बहनों पे वो हाथ उठा रहे हो, हमारी बहनों पे उन्होंने हाथ उठाया।
आपके सामने आपका वीडियो है।
बिल्कुल, हम
रिजल्ट सुना रही थी, आपने आगे माइक तोड़ दिया।
सुनिए, हमारी बहनों पे उन्होंने हाथ छोड़ा है, हमारी बहनों को चोट आई है, लगातार हमारी बहनों पे अत्याचार हो रहा है। हम 2 दिन से हम लोग परेशान हैं यहाँ बैठ के।
ये आरोप तो वो लगा सकते हैं, मेयर जब घोषणा कर रही है तब आप
मेयर गलत घोषणा कर रही है। मेयर सबकी मेयर है, हम मेयर सबकी मेयर है और मेयर
ऐसा नहीं करते। नहीं, आप मीडिया अलाउड नहीं है, नहीं मीडिया अलाउड नहीं है। आप समझा करिए। आप इस सिचुएशन को संभालने की कोशिश करिए।
All right, you see the Delhi police as well. The marshals did nothing, it seemed like, when the violence erupted. Right now, it's a verbal duel of sorts. But viewers, what we've seen today is far worse of what happened 2 days ago, and we thought that was terrible. There was a free-for-all there as well. Fists were flying. Today, it came down to blows. It came down to hair being pulled. It came down to councillors being dragged on the floor by each other. It came down to kicks. It's amazing. Does Delhi really deserve this, viewers? 5th time these councillors have gone ahead and done exactly the same thing, which is come down to blows. I would reckon if Delhiites are watching these visuals, and I'm sure they are, all of you who voted for these elections, I'm sure there's one voice, throw each of these councillors out. Amit, I want to bring you right in again. Take us through what you were telling us was that tipping point when violence broke out, and do you have any indication who started the fight?
Well, Preeti, for our viewers' understanding, I'm just breaking down as to what happened today to give a complete picture of how this violence happened and, who were at mistake. What happened was 11 in the morning, the standing committee elections start. Around 2:30, the voting was complete, the counting process was started, and after that, at a certain point in time, the mayor said when the certain observers from the election commission had left, the mayor said about a certain vote that this particular vote is invalid because this gentleman or the respected women councillor has not, put the vote in the right order. That is, she had voted that the person had put 1, 2, 2 instead of 1, 2, 3. Now, in that particular scenario, as per the clause 5 of the sample votes, it will be considered invalid. So BJP started to protest. BJP said that this should not be considered invalid, and that is when the deadlock started. Nearly 2 to 3 hours later, when the mayor tried to declare the results of standing committee, that is when the BJP MLAs started to show aggressive confrontation and aggressive protest on the house. and they tumbled down a voting cabin of sorts which was formed. And now when they tumbled down that particular cabin, they tried to rush towards the chair where the mayor was sitting. There was clear-cut threat to the safety of Mayor Shelley Oberoi. She was escorted out immediately by the marshals, and there was an attempt to snatch away the ballot papers, the voted ballot papers which were already counted. And that is when the Aam Aadmi Party councillors also jumped into the well to stop the BJP councillors who were doing all this, who were trying to, indulge in snatching away of the ballot papers. And all this is recorded on the visuals which had come out since. And this happened, Preeti, the surprising fact is that all this happened in barely 1 to 2 minutes. You know, there was not even a moment to react to as to what was happening on the house of the floor, where you had the respected councillors on whom the people of Delhi have, entrusted their trust on. And within 2 minutes, the entire scenario changed. You had peace blowing in the air, slaps, mayors slapping each other. In fact, I saw visuals, Preeti, where we saw a certain councillor falling down who was near the well, near the chair of the Mayor Shelley Oberoi. He fell down. And after that, the other councillor.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसको बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगी. हम कोर्ट जाएंगे, हमें जो संवैधानिक अधिकार होगा हम उसको करेंगे. लेकिन हमारी मांग सिर्फ इतनी है, जो इलेक्शन कमीशन ने कहा है, इलेक्शन कमीशन के अधिकारियों ने कहा है कि जो रिजल्ट कहा है 3 भारतीय जनता पार्टी के और 3 आम आदमी पार्टी के, वो इलेक्शन को उसको डिक्लेयर करना पड़ेगा मेयर को.
वोट इनवैलिड करार दिए गए हैं, उसको लेकर
सवाल इनवैलिड को नहीं है. जब इलेक्शन कमीशन ने कह दिया, इलेक्शन कमीशन के अधिकारियों ने कह दिया कि वो वोट वैलिड है और 3 कैंडिडेट बीजेपी के जीतते हैं, 3 आम आदमी पार्टी के जीतते हैं और 4था कैंडिडेट आम आदमी पार्टी का हारता है, उसको क्यों नहीं मान रहे? संवैधानिक संस्थाओं को क्यों नहीं मानते अरविंद केजरीवाल और गुंडागर्दी क्यों करते? सवाल ये है.
जिस तरह सदन की तस्वीरें सामने आई, उससे तो कभी एफसीडी शांतिपूर्ण नहीं हो.
और ये ओनर्स पीएससी अधिकारी के ऊपर है कि सदन को कैसे चलने देते हैं. लेकिन असंवैधानिक कार्य ना हमने कभी करने दिया था, ना हम करने देंगे.
All right, you just heard Harish Khurana, but it's one would think it was hilarious, but it's not anymore. It's not a joke, viewers. It's happening at the expense of our money. It's the 5th time around. Will these bunch of councillors be able to, in terms of run a civic body, will they be able to do it efficiently for the city or the state rather of Delhi if they can't even hold one election? 5 times they have tried to hold one election in peace without violence, without coming down to blows. Will they be able to actually run the civic body of Delhi? That's the question one needs to think about now. All right, these are the latest visuals that are now coming in from the MCD house. One would think they'd be dramatic, but we've seen them before. This time it's only gotten worse. Amit, I'll bring you in. What's happening right now? Can you take us through the latest?
Right, Preeti, इस वक्त जो तस्वीरें आपको एमसीडी के हाउस से दिखाई दे रहा है, हम दूसरे छोर से अब आपको तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं. और स्थिति यहाँ पे देखिए कि महिला पार्षद जो हैं वो इस वक्त एक तरह से कहें तो शॉक के स्टेट में, दे आर इन द स्टेट ऑफ शॉक. और अभी भी कई सारे पार्षद जो हैं वो वेल में हैं. जो डिप्टी मेयर हैं दिल्ली के आले मोहम्मद इकबाल, वो अब आके बैठ गए हैं पहले बेंच पे. वी कैन सी आले मोहम्मद इकबाल एंड दुर्गेश पाठक इज स्टैंडिंग राइट नेक्स्ट टू हिम. दुर्गेश पाठक एमसीडी के मामले के इंचार्ज हैं आम आदमी पार्टी के, वो अब हाउस में आ गए हैं. एंड राइट नेक्स्ट टू हिम इज मुकेश गोयल, जो कि आम आदमी पार्टी के लीडर ऑफ द हाउस हैं. मेयर के हालात इस वक्त क्या है ये क्लियर नहीं है, क्योंकि साफ तौर पे मेयर की सिक्योरिटी को लेके
We'll play those visuals out. Amit, we'll play those visuals out because the Aam Aadmi Party is alleging once again that the mayor Shelley Oberoi was attacked. The Aam Aadmi Party is alleging that the mayor was attacked. We're going to play those visuals out. We have those exclusive visuals where she was escorted by the marshals. It happened right at the time, viewers, when she was announcing the results of the standing committee elections. She had a sealed box with her, but all hell broke loose since, and there was an attempt to possibly try and snatch the ballot box from her as well. The Aam Aadmi Party claims that there was an attack on the mayor. Amit, what really happened? Was Shelley Oberoi attacked? We are playing those exclusive visuals there.
ठीक है
Amit, can you take us through? Was Shelley Oberoi attacked? Amit, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have we seem to have lost Amit. We're going to try and reconnect to him, but these are abysmal, sad visuals that are coming in. Because why standing? Why has it come to such a pass where it's come to blows, it's come to chappals, where it's come to pulling hair, where it's come to dragging each other across the floor of the MCD house? Because the standing committee is the most important unit of the civic body. While the mayor or the deputy mayor is a titular head, proves as a stamp, but is more symbolic in nature, the actual executive powers lie with the standing committee. I want to cut across right now. Back to Amit, who's getting us the latest. He's standing there. Amit, over to you. Was Shelley Oberoi attacked?
दिखा रहे हैं दिल्ली का वो एमसीडी हाउस जो 2 करोड़ दिल्ली वालों का रिप्रेजेंटेशन करता है। आप उसके हालात देखिए, चारों तरफ आपको कागज पड़े हुए दिखाई देंगे, कुर्ता फाड़ा गया है, मुक्के चले हैं, लात घूसे चले हैं। एक काउंसलर हमारी नजरों के सामने जो लड़ाई कर रहे थे वो अचानक से चेयर के सामने गिर जाते हैं। बाकी काउंसलर्स ने उनको उठाने के बजाय उनको लात से पीटा है। तो बाकायदा जो फिल्मी सीन्स होते हैं लात घूसे चलने के, वो देखने को मिला है दिल्ली के इस माननीय हाउस में। और अब आप हालात ऐसे देखिए कि इस वक्त वेल के अंदर हम देख सकते हैं दिल्ली के उप महापौर आले मोहम्मद इकबाल खड़े हैं, उनके साथ आम आदमी पार्टी के विधायक और आम आदमी पार्टी के एमसीडी के इंचार्ज दुर्गेश पाठक, लीडर ऑफ द हाउस मुकेश गोयल, ये सब कोई खड़े हैं, सब नाराजगी जता रहे हैं। और दूसरी तरफ दूसरे खेमे में बीजेपी के पार्षद खड़े, फिर से कुछ हंगामा हो रहा है, फिर से हंगामा हो रहा है। हम आपको दूसरी तरफ से तस्वीर दिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि आखिरकार फिर से क्या लड़ाई शुरू हो गई है। एक बार फिर से हलचल दिखाई दे रही है। हमने सबसे दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण तस्वीर देखा है यहाँ पे, और दाहिने छोर पे आपको दिखाई देगा, सदन के दाहिने छोर पे फिर से एक बार हंगामे की तस्वीर दिखाई दे रही है। आम आदमी पार्टी और बीजेपी दोनों ही पार्टियों के काउंसलर्स ने आज कोई भी कोर कसर नहीं छोड़ी है मारपीट में, हंगामे में, अभद्र व्यवहार दिखाने में। और आशुतोष देखिए हुआ क्या कि 11 बजे स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के लिए वोटिंग की प्रक्रिया शुरू होती है। 2:30 बजे के आसपास इस प्रक्रिया को खत्म किया जाता है, और इस प्रक्रिया के खत्म होने के बाद काउंटिंग की प्रक्रिया को शुरू किया जाता है। लेकिन इस पूरी प्रक्रिया में देर शाम 6, साढ़े 6 बजे के आसपास डेडलॉक तब होता है जब मेयर कहती हैं कि एक वोट को इनवैलिड करार दिया जाता है। कानून के हिसाब से, नियमों के हिसाब से वो वोट इनवैलिड था, क्योंकि उसमें 1, 2, 2 का प्रेफरेंशियल वोट किया गया था, ना कि 1, 2, 3 का प्रेफरेंशियल वोट की जो नंबर कोडिंग होती है वो क्लियर होना बहुत जरूरी है। और अभी कुछ देर पहले जब ये हंगामा शुरू हुआ तो उस वक्त असल में मेयर ने कहा कि मैं एक वोट को इनवैलिड करार कर रही हूं, और अब इसके बाद चुनाव जो हुए हैं उसके रिजल्ट्स अनाउंस होंगे। उसी समय पे मैं राजा को कहूंगा, हमारे वीडियो सहयोगी को, वो दाहिने ओर पे एक केबिन रखा हुआ है, पिंक कलर का वो केबिन है, गुलाबी रंग का वो केबिन है, जो वोटिंग की प्रक्रिया के लिए यहाँ पे बनाया गया था, सीक्रेट बैलेट के लिए ये खड़ा था। बीजेपी के काउंसलर्स अचानक से वेल में आते हैं, कूदते हैं और तेजी से इस गुलाबी केबिन पे जाते हैं। उस केबिन को उखाड़ के नीचे फेंक दिया गया, और उसके बाद हमने सुना कि शैली ओबरॉय चेयर से कह रही थी कि आप चेयर पे नहीं आएंगे, चेयर पे नहीं आएंगे। और उसके बाद अचानक से बीजेपी के काउंसलर्स चेयर पे पहुंचते हैं, उधर से आवाज आती है कि बैलेट पेपर्स को छीनने की कोशिश की जा रही है, और फिर आम आदमी पार्टी के काउंसलर्स कूदते हैं, और उसके बाद जबरदस्त हंगामा, आशुतोष, दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण तस्वीरें यहां से आनी शुरू हो गई।
Live visuals that are coming in. It still hasn't quite ended, viewers. It still hasn't ended. Abject pandemonium. The Delhi police also there. The marshals really not doing anything. Let's try and get in a reaction. You can see torn kurtas. This man's shirt is torn.
तो निश्चित तौर पर आप आक्रोश देख सकते हैं बीजेपी के निगम पार्षद पर।
All right, so this is a BJP councillor is what we are getting to understand and what's happening on the left and sides of your television screen. That man there is the one who had collapsed. He's an Aam Aadmi Party councillor. He had collapsed earlier, viewers.
ये देखो ये गुंडागर्दी की है बीजेपी वालों ने, बीजेपी वालों ने हाथापाई लोगों ने शुरू करी।
It's bizarre. Viewers, it's bizarre what is going down at the MCD house.
यहाँ पर जिन्होंने यहाँ पर लेडीजों पे भी हमले किए हैं, लेडीजों पे भी हमले किए, चंदन झा पार्षद एक, वो सबसे पहले हरकत करके वो भागा। उन्होंने मारा, उन्होंने महिलाओं पे हमला किया, मेयर पे हमला किया उन्होंने।
भाजपा के पार्षद भी बता रहे हैं भाजपा के पार्षदों को मारा गया है।
भाजपा के पार्षदों ने हमारे पार्षदों को पीटा है, मेयर पे हमला किया भाजपा के पार्षदों ने। बुलाओ उसको, चंदन चौधरी को, उसको मेयर को मारा उन्होंने, मेयर पे हाथ उठाया उन्होंने, तब जाके इनकी ये झगड़ा हुआ स्टार्ट। सुरेंद्र कौशिक,
फोटो ले लो, एक फोटो ले लो, एक फोटो।
All right, so who you see on your television screen is Virender Kaushik. He's an Aam Aadmi Party councillor. The marshals there once again shutting the door, but these are unprecedented visuals, viewers. As anyone, I would think, who has reported on any proceedings where elections are concerned for any particular civic body would never ever say that they have been witness to something like this. All right, so these are actually, you know, this would be something or visuals which would, those visuals we are going to play again. Those visuals could actually pin culpability. Was Shelley Oberoi attacked? We're going to play those visuals again. Let's listen into Atishi.
आज एमसीडी के हाउस में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अपनी गुंडागर्दी का, अपनी लफंगई का एक और प्रमाण पूरे देश के सामने रखा है। स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव चल रहा था, स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव और उसकी वोटिंग पीसफुली हुई, स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई। लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर, एक महिला मेयर पर स्टेज पर चढ़कर बुरी तरह से हमला किया। मेयर को अपनी जान बचाने के लिए शेली ओबरॉय जी, यूनिफाइड एमसीडी की दिल्ली की पहली मेयर, एक महिला, उनको अपनी जान बचाकर हाउस से भागना पड़ा। हाउस से वो बाहर गईं। हाउस के बाहर भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पार्षदों ने, पुरुष पार्षदों ने उन पर फिजिकली असॉल्ट किया, उन पर फिजिकली हमला किया। ये क्या गुंडागर्दी है भारतीय जनता पार्टी की? जब चुनाव हार गए हो तो अपनी हार को मानो। काउंटिंग के समय जब तुम्हें समझ में आ गया कि तुम एक वोट से हारने वाले हो, तो आपने मारपिटाई शुरू कर दी, आपने महिला मेयर पे हमला शुरू कर दिया। पुरुष काउंसलरों ने स्टेज पर जाकर दिल्ली की पहली महिला मेयर डॉक्टर शेली ओबरॉय पे हमला किया है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ये गुंडागर्दी देखकर पूरा देश शर्मसार है। आज पूरा देश देख रहा है कि किस तरह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी जब चुनाव हार जाती है तो पहले ठीक से इलेक्शन मेयर का नहीं होने देती है, डिप्टी मेयर का नहीं होती है, इलीगल तरीके से एल्डरमैन अपॉइंट करती है, उनसे इलीगल तरीके से वोट करवाने की कोशिश करती है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश से जाकर हम चुनाव करवाते हैं। चुनाव उनके तरीके से नहीं होता तो कल के चुनाव में बैलेट बॉक्स चोरी करके चले गए, बैलेट पेपर फाड़ दिए। आज हमने उनकी सारी टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस को एक्सेप्ट करते हुए एक से चुनाव करवाया, फिर से चुनाव करवाया। मेयर ने उनकी सारी कंडीशंस एक्सेप्ट करी कि फोन भी अलाउड नहीं है। उसके बाद जब काउंटिंग में उनको समझ में आता है कि वो चुनाव हार रहे हैं, वो मेयर पे हमला कर देंगे। ये कैसी गुंडागर्दी है? क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी जनादेश को स्वीकार नहीं कर सकती है? दिल्ली की जनता ने आम आदमी पार्टी को चुन के भेजा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी वालों, अपनी गुंडागर्दी बंद करो, लोकतंत्र का सम्मान करो। दिल्ली की जनता